What's up, guys? Hope everybody's been doing well. Been staying cool in this heat and all this mess. Y'all come along with me while I build myself a snare and try to trap this rabbit that I've seen in the back of my property. So yeah, let's build ourselves a snare. So for a little bit now, I've seen this rabbit, pretty decent size, staying up near the fence over there, or he's been in here in between these two bushes, so I'm thinking I'm gonna try to set the trap right in there. So we're gonna find ourselves a nice good spring pole, and then we're gonna build ourselves a trigger and see how this goes. So for the life of me, I could not tell you the name of this tree bush thing you do right here. Last I was told, it's some invasive species from Africa, but yeah. But I've cut this thing down like 3 times at the stump to try to get rid of it, and it just grows back. So I'm just gonna leave it. But I've already trimmed one of these things off here. Got my good spring pole right here. Bring it down. It's got a nice snap to it, so we'll use that. And it's pretty soft, pretty easy to carve, so I'm going to try to use that or a thicker piece that I can carve a little more and make a trigger out of. So stay tuned, we'll see what we do. So took a little time off camera. We've carved these up into a what we call the L7 trigger. So you have your anchor, which the notch is shaped as 7, and then you have the trigger, which has an L. Those two pieces will go together just like this. Now, when you go to set your trap, which I'll try to get a close-up as good as I can, but you can take them and get them just where they're barely holding on, and you can adjust the sensitivity of the trigger. So here, strong, you get it just out there, sensitive. You can do that. But first, let's already carve that one up. We're going to carve a little bit of a point on this with the trusty old K-bar mule here. That's a hell of a knife. I might do a review on that maybe, but you should get one. K-bar mule, fucking heavy duty, no bullshit, no gimmicks. Great. So we're gonna put a little point so we can kind of drive this into the ground a little easier. So take a little meat off of this thing. We got a point. We're gonna drive this in the ground and we'll get us a trap set up. Okay, stay tuned, we're moving. So, like I showed earlier, man, hair's a mess. It's been a hot day today. But like I showed earlier, I trimmed off the piece. Here's the piece that I trimmed off of the one branch I'm going to use as my spring pole. And then I took down another one, which is a little bit thicker, a little longer, a little harder, that I can use as a trigger, long enough that I can get it in the ground and then still make a trigger out of it, get it all hooked up. So let's get to work on that. So first I'm gonna take out my trusty old Leatherman here. Two things I think every man should keep on his pocket. You know, a multi-tool of some kind, whether you prefer Leatherman, Swiss, Gerber, whatever, makes no difference. To each their own, whatever's your liking. This here is the Leatherman Signal. Well, great multi-tool, comes with a little fire starter on the back of it. You know, tiny little ferro rod. It's great. And second thing, at least carry a pocket knife or fixed blade, however you feel. Right now, I've got a pocket knife. So, we'll get out the old Leatherman here with the saw, and we'll cut ourselves off a decent enough piece, you know, that we can make the first half of the trigger and then get a little point on the other end and get it in the ground. Alright, so now that we have everything cut and set, you know, now it's time to put it together. So I've already gotten kind of ahead of things here, but I have driven the anchor into the ground, which is also known as the 7 of the L7 trigger. Okay, so it's a 7 because it's shaped like this, point going down, notch sticking out, makes a 7. However, my finger is looking to you right now, but you know, shape of a 7, we all know that. So you drive that down, make sure it's good, and you get your trigger tied on. If you look closely right in here, I carved this little notch around there that the string can sit in. That's just so that it locks in there. Okay? And up here, same thing. I put 2 notches, tied it on, 2 half hitches all the way up into another notch where it's locked in. A little notch in there, that's just a little guide notch, I want it to come off of the tip just like that. So, I do not have the loop tied on yet, but let's see. So, I'll get this pulled down. That kind of tucked over there. And it's locked in. So what, in theory, what normally happens here is that when you have it set up how you want, and the animal comes on through, like I said, I will tie the snare onto the end to finish setting this up. But as it comes on through and it gets caught in the snare and it pulls just enough, and it comes up, tightening the noose around the animal. Now I was holding on to there, but couldn't really see that spring action there. So we'll try this again and we'll just let it fly. All right, so we'll just let it go. Oh yeah, that's gonna get some. All right, so now I'm going to reset this, see how far I need to go, where I want to set the snare at, which I was looking, and I want to go right in here. Looks like that's kind of where he's been chilling at in there. And I'm going to use some of the things that I cut off to make a little natural barrier that he has to go through there to get my bait. Ultimately, run through the snare, get stuck, panicking, running, gets caught. Okay? So, let's do that. So I'll just set this here real quick just to see what length I really want and need. Okay, somewhere in there. Alright, I'm not gonna do anything fancy or crazy. Just gonna tie a loop knot right in here. Okay. Like I said, nothing crazy. Loop knot. Alright. Cut off the excess because we don't need that. And again, nothing fancy. Pull it in on itself. That startled me a little bit. I forgot that was even true. That was locked in. And now you have the snare So, like I said, I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to try to guide the rabbit in here. So I'm going to try to block off over here and right here. A bit of it behind me. I'm sitting on some of it. Again, same thing over here. I'm going to put it in. Just so that hopefully when he comes in here, hopefully that is, that areas are blocked off, that he can't come that way, not this way, but he has to come around here or in here and into there, where I will have my snare dangling. So we'll keep taking this, packing it on in here. And you can use sticks, twigs, other pieces of wood, but this is just what I have cut off, and it's here, and I'm going to use it. All right, now we have baited the hole, but we've also kind of beat this up. All right, we want him to funnel into this. So we took off the clippings, built the wall over here, built the wall over here, patched a little bit over there, and took some right across the top there to make a little archway. So they have no choice but to come right through here, which that works out because that gives us a place that we can hang our snare. All right, so again, we're gonna come down here, trying to get this out of the way because it's kind of just in the way. All right, so we are going to set our snare, and like I said, more to the side that you get, you can adjust the sensitivity so it's not hooking, but just enough of what you need. Okay, so now through. All right, there we go. Took a minute. Survival isn't perfect, but yeah. So it's set. We'll let this sit. We'll get on out of here, clean up my mess, and we'll just see. Stay tuned for part 2 to see if we got anything. If we got ourselves a yummy rabbit we can eat later. All right. On that note, I'm gonna go inside, cool down, relax, chill. Strongman Survival out. See you in the next one.